James Craig Zone Room. Begin with the roll call. Mr. Kunkel. Here. Mr. Skian is absent. Mr. Zumbrun is here. Mr. Schirmeyer. Here. Mrs. McLean Gross is absent. Mr. Buffington.
I am here, sir.
Mr. Gifford. Here. And Ms. Hensel is absent. Could I have a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes of May the 9th?
So moved.
Seconded. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion to approve the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. We have a number of cases tonight. Our first case is 119 South Newberry. And it is a proposal to add a one-story addition to the rear. This will replace an existing deck that is in disrepair. The purpose of the deck will be in part to create a bathroom on the first floor and to move the laundry room out.
That's the one that's not right.
I'm reading it off of the application.
Oh, okay, that's why 19, okay, cool, sorry about that. I
Okay.
thought I was looking into it, so, sorry about that, go ahead.
I was gonna stand corrected, but I'll sit as I'm correct. To move the laundry room up to the first floor, and add that extra living space. Dimensions and locations of existing proposed property overlaying the deck are attached. Materials still to be determined. So is someone here to discuss? That's the two of you, so the floor is yours.
Hi, thank you. I'm Scott, this is Leah, we're the homeowners at 119 South Newberry. Our contractor, unfortunately, was not able to make it this meeting. He was in the hospital for the past week, so some of the information that we were trying to gather for you for materials, I understand that's the majority of what you need from us, but I kind of put together what he sent over already with some notes, then we can answer, some questions you might have. We were hoping he was going to be here to speak more,
Sure.
In more depth about what we have or what he had in mind, and so that we could know exactly how to move forward. But you want me to hand these to you?
Sure, if you have a handout, we'll be happy to look at them, and, I mean,
Unfortunately, I only have 4.
yeah,
I,
well, we'll share.
Pass them around, yeah.
So it looks like you're proposing to use AZEC for the exterior?
well, I'd have to look at. I should have
which
kept
is-
one for myself. He proposed a vinyl. Is this the siding?
The siding, yeah.
Siding. He proposed a vinyl, if possible, for the non-street scape. The back side and the side that is next to the other property, and the streetscape side, hardy plank wood composite of some kind rather than wood. But I wasn't able to get that specific from him yet. So.
Okay. The house, currently the two street sides are wood.
Yeah. Yes. The front and the south facing side is.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it in Google Maps here, Google Street View. And so you would be proposing hardy plank or hardy siding on the, which I guess that's that's the north side of the house?
So the south side of the house.
South side of the house.
He's right.
I turned around.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, it's the south side of the house. So you would be proposing hardy siding there on that side of the addition, but then on the remaining sides of the addition, you wanted to do vinyl.
Yeah. That's what he proposed to us. But of course that.
It looks like the alleyway or the side of 117, your neighbor next door between that looks like that's wood on the front, but it looks like the side that's between your house and that one is a vinyl now?
It's actually aluminum. The previous owner put aluminum on that side of the
Okay.
and also on the rear,
Okay.
which would be, I guess, with this addition would kind of
'Cause
take that away.
I know in the past, some of those houses, because I remember, and I'm looking on here, it appears that some of them are that way. I know, and just this is for board information, I know going back years ago, when Gary Geisman and Old York Homes was on the board, I know that he said that they had allowed, at the time it was wood or a composite on the front or the street sides, and then ones that were on the rear, they were allowing vinyl because they really were barely visible. So anyway, it sounds like he wants to do something similar to that. Okay,
Yeah, I believe so.
okay.
But looks like,
Yeah, he wants to do a vinyl window. Again, it's in the rear, but we're gonna talk about that.
are you replacing any of the windows on the street side?
We haven't replaced any. A previous owner did replace all the windows in the house.
And now
on
which
all sides.
windows are you proposing to replace?
I'm sorry?
Which
Oh.
windows are you now proposing to
We
replace?
weren't thinking we would replace any of those. It was just the addition, the windows on the addition.
They're all new.
that were,
They're all new windows.
sorry?
They're all new windows.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
When the previous owner replaced the windows, they did not, I don't think they got HARB approval. and
They just,
are
yeah.
Not, they're updated, they're not.
Yeah.
So even the front ones are vinyl now, you're saying?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't remember the brand, but we have the paperwork of that.
Yeah, he has, he says there's Simonton on here. Whether that's on the front, whether that's true or not, I don't know. Okay. And the deckings and railings. Let's do timber tech decking. It's not really that visible. Yeah. And certainty vinyl siding.
Here's your
Yeah.
view from the back.
Okay.
That's in the alley to the rear.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
So the south side's aluminum, you say? The south side, has the south side been replaced recently?
The south side,
Because when I'm looking at it, it looks like it's wood.
the south side is wood.
It is wood, okay.
The street side,
Is
I guess
wood.
the west side and the south side are both.
Are wood, okay. The other sides are aluminum.
Yes.
Okay, got it, got it. What's the board's thoughts?
I mean, considering the visibility of this thing, I think the hardy plank is very generous.
Yeah.
We could do vinyl on that side and it would still be fine considering the view of this place. But the hardy plank would look great on that elevation. So that's my opinion.
Okay. We did consider, yeah, if hardy plank, if that would be approved, if we could possibly, when it came time to do the actual house, the siding that, that's going to need to be replaced soon too. So I didn't know if that would be something that we could ask as well, so it would all match,
Yeah, good thinking.
Yeah, we would want to be, we would definitely want hardy plank on the visible sides of the main house.
Okay.
So yeah, which is the south and the front of the main house. Yeah, if you want to replace that with the the lap to match existing. It looks like it's an old German lap.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's been a while since I looked at it, but I'm assuming Hardy has a product that's similar to that.
Yeah, he
It's
was.
kind of character defining feature. I mean, again, what's the board's thoughts on the materials presented? The windows, all that other stuff. I mean, the addition sits back a little bit, so it's even less visible, but, anyway.
and I mean, with the windows that are already in it, I don't think I have a huge issue with the vinyl windows.
To tell you the truth, I don't know that I do here either. Did everybody speak at once?
I'm with Steve's reasoning.
Which again is,
Like, it's there.
okay.
I
think that the use of hardy plank on the front's a step in the right direction, and I think that the building's been significantly compromised so that using hardy plank is a step in the right direction. I'm just, yeah,
Just for me to be clear, the hardy plank would just be on the front wall.
Yeah.
Not the side.
you wouldn't use it on the new addition
I
side
think
wall, or
you're,
would
there's,
you?
there
I
it
think
is.
it would be
On base.
That would be
That's
good.
it.
the side.
Yeah.
It backs up to, logos.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You back up the logos,
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
So there really isn't an alley behind it. It's just
Right.
the classrooms and
Logos back
logos
in,
are
'cause,
looking out
yeah,
on it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, I mean, this is the street view of it. Steve had the wrong picture of
I did. I had the wrong.
it. So anyway,
Our goal is to try to make sure that the street face looks appropriate to the period, and our difficulty is setting precedences. And so we try hard to hold the line on the use of vinyl for siding
That's
or
it.
for windows.
Sure.
But in this case where your windows have already
Wrong direction.
been changed without city authorization, there's
Yeah.
little that we can do to demand that you know, go back and correct someone else's mistake. So I would make a suggestion that someone could put forward a motion to approve the application as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the application as presented. Any other question or comment? I know we didn't discuss the door because the door is it's going to be a wood door.
Wood door.
And it's, if it is similar in character to your neighbor's doors that are wood, that would be appropriate.
and your wood's probably, people don't know this, but your wood, when Frank Newhams was, decades ago, was in Steve's position, was the code official for York. He used to, and was on this board, he used to speak out about it. But the wood door would probably be more secure for you than a metal one.
Okay.
And he said he learned the hard way, because I think he had lived previously before he came here in Braddock,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, and had a house there. And he said they had put a steel door on the back of their house, and it was no time till it was crowbarred open, and they very easily just bend the frame and door. And whereas a wood door takes more, yeah. So I think
Good to know.
people think they're low maintenance, but you know they're yeah.
Okay.
So, and I think I would agree with this. I think we just want to note, Craig, that the front of the house has 1/1 vinyl windows already, and they really don't. The appearance is not really different than what the historic wood windows would have been. The street facades, which are the facades which are visible from the street, which are the west and the south, would be replaced with hardy plank siding, the German lap profile, and it reveals similar to what's there. The addition itself is recessed from the south side, so and backs up to another building that, and the rear is basically not visible from a public
Right.
street or way.
Now, on the addition, you would want the German,
I
that's
I
that-
don't think it has to be.
that's that false sense of history. like it's-
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think it has to be. It can be just a lap vinyl siding if he wants to do that. I've actually seen, because we had to do a study on it years ago, a historic house that was collapsing in Montgomery County, Maryland, that was in the way of development, and we were hired by the developer down there to study it because it was it had to go through their historic commission, which was a real trip. But anyway, the house itself, when all of the asbestos siding that had been put on sometime in the early 20th century was removed, between the front main house and the little back L, the original wooden siding never matched up. I mean, it was distinctly out of alignment. And that was historically the way it was done. So I don't, it's,
In that instance.
yeah, in that instance, but it's,
Right.
yeah.
There's flexibility.
There's flexibility, yeah.
Good to know.
So,
Right,
yeah.
so we have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? Motion is approved. Thanks. Good luck with your project.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I think you can also note the design's compatible,
Yeah.
historically compatible with the house without creating a false sense of history, so.
Our second case is 253 East Market Street, replacement of old wood windows that are energy inefficient. The proposals for replacement of
No, I don't.
Marvin Essentials and fiberglass existing color bronze, color white. If some of these are experiencing rot, upgrade from old worn windows or new energy saving efficient will result in savings
Too tall.
of energy.
I don't know what the originals were like.
Yeah, I don't
remember
know if
single
that's
pane, they
original.
Probably had a transom. It's a Dempwolf designed house,
Yeah.
so there are drawings of it. I know there are drawings of that in the History Center, which would show what those original windows are. I may have an old photo from the 1980s or whatever.
Okay. Floor is yours.
Yes, I'm Jack Blair with Smucker and Sons, and we are proposing window replacement for Catholic Charities Counseling on Market Street. Just would like to get approval for windows and some recommendations. Well, I suppose vinyl is not allowed.
Correct.
Any
Especially on this
Supposition.
Anywhere on
Especially on
the
this-
anywhere on the building.
building. Yeah.
Okay. But I was told that Marvin fiberglass would be acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay. We're proposing the bronze to match the color now. I understand aluminum capping is not allowed.
Correct.
Correct. Okay.
That'll just continue the rot. A lot of time, basically what we'd want to see is that the wood frames and all, now not, it looks like the first floor windows have already been replaced, right?
No, they have not.
Maybe those are storms.
You have in the notes here, somebody does that they're too tall.
Yes. Marvin will not make a window over 84. And we looked into Anderson, we looked into Sierra Pacific. Nobody's making a window that tall, so we are proposing a small transom.
I think what you need to do before we would approve, this is a Dempel facade. I can't remember, I should have looked it up as to who the house was built for. But I know there are drawings of this house at the History Center. Now, as to whether they can be accessed right now,
No.
that creates another problem for doing this immediately, but I would think they probably had a transom, that they were not a single pane of glass. And they may have opened in some manner. So I think either that or they were just big double hungs. They just had a,
Yep.
so, or single hungs, which I've seen done. I would think we would want to, if it can't be put back this way, and I think we'd prefer that the configuration of those match as closely as possible to what the originals were. So, I would suggest, I would want to look at that History Center drawing and facade or old photos of this, see what was originally there, and then how close you could get to it. So I would want to see a presentation of that. I mean, this is, like I said, this is a very important facade. And what we'd want to see for the other windows, basically, is that, and we kind of require this everywhere, is your frames, your head frame, sill, everything be kept. Your mullions, where you have these windows here, be kept. And that with the sash, the stops, the sash themselves, the sash stops are pulled, and the new units, which have a thin frame profile, are set within those existing frames. And then just,
Sheet for this.
thinly trimmed out around it, whatever is needed to put them in there. And that's how most people do with their window replacements.
When you say caps,
Take it back. Stuck
What's this?
inside
when you say caps,
twice.
aluminum's not allowed, so they would have to be painted.
They're trimmed out.
Right.
Yeah, you have to trim it out and paint them, and then
Yeah.
they have to clean and paint the frames, and yeah.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, you have stone sills. I think on the back, you probably have wood sills, right? On the outside, but
From my recollection, they're all wood.
oh, they're all, front stone. Well, maybe the window unit itself, it sits back, there's a wood sill. There's part of the window unit that sits on top of
No.
a stone sill.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, oh, you were saying something,
No,
Dennis?
no.
No on what?
He was answering my question.
Oh, the capping? Yeah, no, you can't cap. The back ones are wood, but the front aren't. So. No, the capping will continue the deterioration. The wood sills either need to be replaced in kind or they have to be, repaired, and they can be repaired with a composite material. Can be replaced with a composite material, they can be repaired with one of those systems like Abatron or the West system. You also have on the back, too tall.
Yes.
Have you looked at any of the other brands such as, any of the other types of Marvin windows, such as their metal clad wood?
Yes. They do not.
They don't make them
Windows
that
for
tall?
Rex Laurel.
No.
Yeah, they do. Because as Steve's pointing out, there are Marvin windows in the Rex Laurel firehouse. As a matter of fact, Bob Dudas just sent me a photo of it.
And they're 14-foot high
Yesterday.
windows.
Yeah, so they do make them. Maybe not in this line, but they do in some of their other lines.
Yeah.
Well, my supplier misinformed me then.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Bob Dudish, D-U-D-I-S-H, is the sales rep for Marvin for this area. I don't know if his territory covers Mucker or not. It probably does. But you should talk to him. He's very good. I don't know that I may even have his cell phone number because he just called me the other day. Hold on a second. It was about our friendly history center thing that he's gotten drug into. That's a long story.
Oh, you mean the farm?
Uh-huh, yeah. Yeah, I got another story with that for you. But anyway, let me see your phone. I can figure out which one was Jewish. Yeah, unfortunately, he called me, and I don't have him in the contacts, so the name doesn't show. Let me go back to the voicemail. That might be it. Hopefully this won't play the voicemail. Okay, I have a number for him, 717-991-9838.
Okay.
You should definitely talk to him, and you can say you
It's the
came.
Lex Firehall.
What's this?
Lex Firehall.
Rex
The-
Laurel.
The Rex Laurel.
Rex
Firehall.
Laurel.
They provided the windows for there, and they're much taller than anything you have here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's good to know.
like you're right, they're 14 feet tall.
Okay. Good.
So,
It's right into Duke and King Street.
Yeah, it's just 2 blocks
Okay.
from here.
yeah.
All right.
And that's a situation where they did replace the frames and everything. Got more expensive, but they have profiles in their more upper end lines. It would cost more. And I think it's more critical on the front facade than it is on the back.
It may be that
They replaced the profiles and everything.
they may only make them that big in new construction windows. I'm not sure about that, but I don't know if I don't know if they'll make them as an insert, pocket replacement.
Yeah, you'd have to talk to Bob about it.
All right.
I think they can accommodate pretty much, but those are their aluminum clad wood windows.
Okay, so aluminum clad in general is allowed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
That's good to know.
Yep. And you would just get the color that's bronze that matches
Yeah.
what's there.
Okay.
But Bob and that group, and now, you're working through Smucker. He a lot of times works through Myers, but I would assume his territory covers Smucker. If not, he can refer you to whoever. But I think he's probably regional. I don't
Okay.
think they divided at the river. I think he probably has this, and territory probably goes into Maryland.
Makes sense.
Mark, you were just speaking against cladding existing wood trim, not.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, like wrapping your sills
Yeah.
on the back.
Yeah.
Even if you replace that, those sills, those blocky wood sills on the back, they need to be either repaired with like a consolidant or replaced, you can replace them with a composite. They don't have to be replaced with wood.
Yeah.
But if you wrap them, the problem is wrapping them, if they're deteriorating, even if they're not, water's still gonna get underneath that wrapping and gonna continue to deteriorate them. Dennis has sent photos, which, I have on file on my computer, we don't never have them with us, but of, wood sills that have been wrapped. And then he's noticed walking around his
Fell
neighborhood and
from-
everything, they'll fall out.
Fell from the third floor
Yeah,
into the alley, so someone
wow.
could have been walking along there at that moment.
Yeah.
it doesn't stop the deterioration. It just, somebody wrapped them 20 years before and they just kept going and eventually, yeah.
Okay.
So it's, we encourage it because it's doing it right versus just putting a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think at this point I'd make a motion to table this.
yeah.
So you get a chance to research it and maybe come back to us next meeting or the meeting after. We meet every 2 weeks.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. And what I'll try to do is see if I can find the name, who this, house was built for, and look it up in the, send it to Nancy, she can send it to you. I don't know when the History Center drawings would be available. They're electronic. They've been all scanned.
Yeah, you can contact the library probably still and get digital copies, right?
Can't do, well, they're closed technically. Yeah, that's the problem right now. You need to get digital copies if, you can, usually there's a fuzzy drawing online on their website, which is still searchable. But it's gonna be by the original owner's name.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so-and-so residence.
Or the address, you can type in the 253, I've had luck.
Sometimes
putting
they-
some things in quotes.
Sometimes, yeah, you're right.
It's
In
crazy.
those old drawings, the address wasn't on there. It was just somebody's residence and.
Yeah, the
Unless somebody
so-and-so
knew
resident. Yeah.
where it
Yeah,
is.
it's been footnoted by other people who.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy that place was a single family home. It's enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of them were. I mean, in those couple blocks, there are, and other blocks in the city, there's enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah, before everybody, after the turn of the century, started to build out, in Springdale and south and everything, yeah. Those were the wealthy blocks. So, yeah.
All right.
So Steve made a motion to table, is anybody gonna second that?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to table. Any comment, question? All in favor of the motion to table, say aye.
Aye.
Nancy, can you put me down for 2 weeks from now?
And I think it's just a matter of, getting all the research done and,
Yeah.
the right materials. We'll prove this here done right. So,
Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Slacking here.
Yeah, definitely also the arch windows and
Yeah.
they'll fabricate all those.
I can go to change the profile of those arch windows. Okay.
Next case is 220 West Philadelphia Street. Remove wooden roof structure over the second floor bar area. Steel beams will remain. New EPDM roof over the second floor with adhered R30 insulation, metal flashing,
Thank you.
fascia, gutter, accessories. Install 12 double hung gen weld windows, wooden windows with no screens and existing openings. These replacements are necessary due to fire damage on 4/17/23.
And I'm gonna recuse myself because we've done as I see my office has done the drawings for the roof replacement here. So, part of the project, so I keep my mouth shut. If I'd done this report, I wouldn't have to.
What did you say, Mom, did you what?
I'm recusing myself because as I see my office has done the drawings for the roof replacement component of this.
He personally drew them.
Yeah, hardly. Not anymore.
All right, I'm Sarah from Royal Square. This is the formerly known as Waterway location. And if you're looking from Philadelphia Street, this is the back portion of the property. So the Philadelphia Street facing side is not being touched. The fire affected the rear portion of the building. So we're replacing that rear roof in kind with another rubber roof. That's where the firefighters cut open a hole to put water inside. So new roof, reaffixing the gutters and everything that's already there. And then there's a number of windows boarded up post-fire that are being replaced with those double-hung wood windows. We've used the JELD-WIN on other HARB properties.
Are they gonna be the 6/6s?
Yeah, I think there's specs in your packet that were submitted. They'll look exactly like the ones that are there now. And we've circled, in the additional photos, we've circled exactly which windows are the ones being replaced with the JELD-WIN. All of them are boarded up except for 2 on the first floor.
Yeah, here it is.
Well, they've used the JELD-WIN on other properties in the HARB district, so, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it is showing there. Sightline clad double hung. I don't have any issues with this one.
And there's no wrapping involved here.
No.
I'd move that it be approved as submitted.
I'll second that.
Any questions or comments? Have you had a chance to look through it?
I'm recusing myself.
Who's
I
recused?
finally found it. It
Okay,
doesn't
you-
have the 220 West Philadelphia cover on it. Yeah, I'm accusing myself because we did that
Right.
roof drawings.
All in favor of the motion to approve as submitted? Blake? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and one recusal. Thank you.
Great, thank you. When is the next city council meeting that this will be on the agenda for? Nancy?
It is June 4th. And then it'll go to, Charlie, the resolution. And then Sherry, did you already started the, permit? Yes. So then she'll just release it, so you'll know.
Okay, the next case is 376 West King, replace windows due to not working. New siding on back of house to match what is on the front. Floor is yours, sir.
I'm Joe Blank. I'm the owner of 376 West King Street. Just purchased the property. It was pretty bad.
Is that mic turned on?
It's in pretty
Yeah,
bad.
that's always on.
It was still in disrepair from the previous owner. There's old wooden windows in there, single pane, not energy efficient. And then the back of the house, I don't know what the siding is that's on it. I never saw anything like it. But it's not watertight anymore. And I was proposing to switch that out with a vinyl like is on the front.
On the back?
Yeah.
Might be an old, I think it's Baltic siding or something like that, right? It's like a tar based over the original wood siding, looks like.
Yeah, then there's
Insul
original
bricks?
wood and underneath, like behind the.
Let's see if I can get it on street view, 376 Whiskey.
And that wood's bad looking? That, the
And
original
underneath
wood?
there? Underneath?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's rotted.
Okay.
Or it's, yeah, it's not watertight.
Okay, got it. Are we talking about the front of the house too, or just the back?
Just the back, like kitchen bump out and then the second floor on the
Okay,
side of the house.
so we're not doing anything with the front facade,
Not with the siding, but the windows.
with the windows, okay. Trying to see if there's an alley view. Is it even visible from the back, even visible?
Yeah, I'm not,
Can you bring it up in your laptop, Steve?
I'm gonna try that now.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's a pretty dense collection of row houses. The rear is definitely not visible from the street.
You know, it's not visible, you're saying?
No.
Yeah, you can sort of get this Brooklyn Avenue, which is the alley.
Yeah,
You get glimpses of it, but not very
No, I-
good. Yeah.
but are these the houses Justine lived in?
No. No, Dennis, it is, you're familiar with King and Penn and the big red brick house with the turret. That was the lumberyard
Yep,
owner at the corner. This one's right next to it. It's a
Okay.
pair of double houses, and then there's another low 1.5 story single house
okay.
until you get to the alley.
Street view.
What are the windows on the front now? Are they vinyl or are they
No, they're wood.
old wood windows on the front? Okay,
Most of them are either cracked or broken or.
okay. But you're only replacing the siding on the back of the house,
And then I wanted to do windows on the
on the front, yeah. Nothing with the door.
Yeah,
No.
On the front, do you want to see because they're wood windows now, they've not been replaced, do we want to see like an Anderson A series or 100 series on the front versus, and then on the back, I mean, we have allowed vinyl windows on the rear.
So another question I had was there's currently storm windows on the front.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a thought I had, like your storm window almost covers your entire window. We would put storm windows on top of the new windows. Yeah, they're aluminum storm windows now.
Yeah, if you do new double pane windows though, you don't need a storm window on that for energy efficiency, so yeah.
That was only for looks.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't think that would be, and you're right, on the back, it looks like the next door house has the insul brick on it, so that's already been covered. And this house that you're proposing, that, I know you just had a discussion about it, but that's not the old insul brick siding, that's a old aluminum or vinyl or rotted wood?
The wood side, the white siding you can see on the
Yeah.
back? Yeah, that's the old wood.
That's still the old wood, okay. The house next door has the insul brick on it. I think probably for precedence for the front, I think we should probably look at an Anderson 100 series, because they are still wood windows. We should probably look, and it's still, the front's still a wood siding, right?
No, that's vinyl.
That's vinyl also. Oh, okay, okay.
the
It's
wood-
hard to tell from this street view thing. It's,
The windows are capped with aluminum currently.
oh, it's, the front's an aluminum?
Well, so it's a vinyl siding, but it's the windows, the wood windows are trimmed with aluminum.
Got it.
Over the vinyl siding.
Okay, okay. And the vinyl siding on the front has German lap profile on it. Okay, because I can see that from the street view when I blow it up.
There's, I don't know if you have access to this picture.
Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. I'm looking at the wrong one then. I'm looking at the one next door. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking at 378 rather than 376. Okay. I see that on the.
376 is the white one, correct?
Okay.
With the awnings on it.
Okay,
With
yeah,
the-
I was looking
with
at
the
that.
awnings.
Okay, got it. And it does have the insul brick over wood on the back, so it's already been compromised. And the front is a vinyl siding, okay. And the windows aren't vinyl, they're wood,
Correct.
okay. Yeah, I was looking at the gray house next door.
Yeah.
Somehow I thought that 8 was a 6, but it's not. Okay, got it.
See, you just bought this.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was an experience on my part. I had no idea that it was like this, but yeah. I'm just trying to fix
Clean it
what
up.
the last person didn't care about.
Yeah,
Our effort is to try to make the view from the street stay historic if possible. So the wooden siding on the front and or hardy plank, concrete siding, are things that we have approved. And the front windows, we've asked to either be wood or fiberglass as opposed to vinyl, just because vinyl is not appropriate, ever in the historic context, but you can get usually a fiberglass replacement window that is similar in dimensions to the original wood window. If you could do that, then with the rehab of the rest of the house, the rear, we would be fine with vinyl, and we would be fine with vinyl window replacements. But it's just the street face, just those.
You would be okay with vinyl except for, I think there's 4 windows on the front.
I think you only have 3 windows,
you have 3 windows
in
on
the
the
front
front, 2
and
above
one
and
door.
one.
Yeah.
Were you going to replace the door as well?
The door was already replaced.
Okay.
But you're not going to replace it?
No.
Yeah.
I would think, and for the 3 front windows, you could look at the Anderson A series, which is a composite outside, wood inside, or I believe it's the 100 series, which is all composite material. And that's one that would probably not cost you a whole lot more, because they're simple, just 1/1 windows, one light over one pane over one pane. So,
I was kind of learning as I was sitting back there. I was looking for an all wood window, and they're really pricey.
yeah,
Yes,
no.
yeah.
Get a,
And I don't know that you want to put an all wood in because they don't, the new growth wood doesn't hold up. They're not like the old woods. So that's why a lot of the composites, fiberglass, and like with the gentleman that was here before, and, he has a very, elaborate, important historic facade on that house he's fixing up for Catholic Charities, I guess, is in there. And the windows, and that's why, we'll also allow, though they're much more expensive, a metal-clad wood. The firehouse that, with the 14-foot windows he was just talking about, that's very historic, a couple blocks over here, is, we've allowed complete replacement of those with a metal-clad wood that looks just like the originals. So yours is much simpler, and for yours, I think, a fiberglass product like the Marvin one he referenced, their line, or the Anderson A series or 100 series. The 100 series might be a little less expensive. And, it's a 1/1 windows. That would give you, something that they'll cost a little bit more than vinyl will in the front, but they'll give it a little more historic look, and they will last a long time. They won't be like the wood that are gonna, with wood exposed to the weather, that's gonna fail right away. Marvin Essentials, they call it now. They used to call it Integrity, but they changed their marketing name over the years, their line.
would you be willing to accept that recommendation to use, and you have your choice, either the composite or from Marvin or from Anderson for just the 3 windows in the front of the
Yes, that would
house?
be,
And if you're replacing the siding, either to use hardy plank siding or wood siding, if you're replacing the front siding. I mean, if you're not gonna replace it, then we don't have a comment on it.
Right,
yeah. I wasn't gonna replace anything that,
Okay, just the windows, yeah. So
Okay.
if you'd be willing to accept that recommendation, and you could determine which ones worked for you price-wise,
okay,
either the Anderson products or the Marvin products, for the front only, and then in the rear you can do as you propose.
okay.
I think we could make that motion to approve.
and there are other ones out there too, like the Royal Square that just presented for that building on Philadelphia Street, they're using a Geldwin product that we've approved before, so that's another one. And I think that's a composite too. I don't think that's all wood. Maybe that isn't all wood. A lot of manufacturers have different lines, but we would steer you away from all wood because it's not gonna probably last for you.
I'm not sure, was there nothing on there? I had, on one of the applications, I had said something about making the windows bigger in the attic and make that into another bedroom.
You mean in the rear?
On this, the windows are visible from the side, like against the neighbor's house.
Oh,
They do look small. Or on the attic or the second floor?
The attic,
oh, I see. Yeah, there's two
Two in the back.
little,
on the, yeah, they're on the east side.
So you're proposing to use that for a bedroom?
yes.
Yeah, so you would have to go with 5.7 square foot opening.
Yeah, you'd have to enlarge them.
And again, that's on the back side, so.
Yeah, it's barely visible from the alley. I think we'd be fine with that, again, as long as they're just 1/1.
We were,
What's your headroom like up there? Would you have an issue with, I mean, we don't, that's not our issue, but just your advice as the code official.
Looks like headroom's gonna be really tight. I mean, I'd make sure it complies with the headroom requirements of code before I got too far into opening up the window openings.
And spending the money.
For private residences?
I'm sorry?
Is it still 6'8" for private residences?
Well, in an attic, it's at least 2/3
I don't
of the.
think your knee wall can be less than 5 feet, but then
Yeah.
there's a 2/3, there's a whole formula calculation thing
Yeah.
in there.
And,
And you gotta
I
look,
mean-
and then it's an existing building, so, you'd have to look at that code too.
Looking at the profile of that one, I seriously doubt that it's gonna,
It looks like there's not a lot of headroom up there.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna meet the headroom requirements for a bedroom.
so in the center, I would say it's probably 7 foot.
Okay,
Or
Okay.
about 6 foot, I should have measured it, probably at least 6 foot wide and then it tapers down.
it depends,
Knee wall.
it
Okay.
falls towards your knee wall, and it depends how far in I know there's a point you have to have 5 foot of clearance. And I usually think that the knee wall can't be below 5 feet, and a certain percentage of that headroom thing has to be over 6'8", or it has to be 7 feet, something like that. But, I'd have to look at the residential code. He'll probably bring it up here real quick, it'll take a little bit, but yeah.
So when the inspector was out there, we had looked at that a little bit.
They seem to think that you could
He
do
seemed to
it?
think it should, he didn't.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well,
well, then
that's-
you should be good, okay.
He was talking to Herman, I guarantee it, because Herman is very big on the 5.7 square foot opening.
is? Okay.
Yeah, he's,
But we were proposing a casement window there.
Okay.
well, and you can get that 5.7 square opening a
With a
little
casement
easier with a
window.
casement.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with a casement window or casement windows on
But
that
they even
side.
make casement windows that look like,
Yeah. I think I'm fine with that. I don't think that nobody give it any thought on that side of the building. It's kind of above the rooftops of the next door building anyway.
So just
a ceiling height of at least 7 feet over not less than 1/3 of the required minimum floor area. That's just the simple property maintenance code.
Okay. And the IRC is something similar to that.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah. And that egress window is gonna be the big thing. So if you wanna replace them with casements, slightly enlarge them with casements, that's fine.
Okay. It was just a thought I had or a question I had for you guys. So the property right next door, I'm not challenging you, but it's all vinyl. Everything's vinyl. And I was like, what happened there?
They were probably done under the theory of after 5 weeknights and weekends,
Okay.
no permits or
Are you
approvals
talking about the
required.
one that's immediately east of you, or the one that's to the west, that's the other pair of this double house? The detached house?
No, not the attached house, the one just east.
Oh, the one on the east.
Unfortunately, stuff gets done sometimes on the weekends and doesn't get caught. You know, there's only a handful of city officials capable of stopping work, and if it's not caught, then it doesn't.
And you wouldn't want to do that.
There are fines if you are caught, and you go through the district magistrate process, and it can become a pain. And so you're doing the right thing, coming before the board and seeking to have a plan approved that you can pick up the permits and staying above the law.
Makes everybody else makes everybody happy.
Goes back to
Yeah,
the
but it is always a shame when you have a neighbor that's done something,
There's the
that isn't appropriate, and we're sorry
Maybe
that
this
that's
wasn't
the
in
case.
district or nobody paid any attention to it.
Would anyone like to make a motion?
I make a motion, I forgot where we're at with it.
We're accepting an amended application to install front facade windows that are either Marvin or Genweld or
Fiberglass or composite
fiberglass or
exterior.
composite windows, and everything else in your application as presented.
Okay, so I'm making a motion to accept the application as presented with the amendment that the front windows not be vinyl.
They can be a composite window.
Yeah. Okay, that's a motion. A second?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded by Steve. Any question or comment on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Thank you. Good luck with your project. Thanks for coming in.
Did you inherit tenants with that? Right, thankfully not. I recognize that house.
Jeez.
Good luck again.
Yeah. Thank you.
Guy lived in there.
Hmm?
There was a blind guy lived in there and it was awful.
Going back to Newham's again when he was here, I remember it was that neighborhood up around Walnut Street, behind, near the old prison, Pine Street, which was really bad. He told a story one time of a door being covered with roaches. I think they open it and whole door, everything on the door goes.
Okay, sorry for the delay. The next case is 300 West Market Street, repair, replace, and paint wood trim as required.
300.
Hello. I look for your assistance and comment. I intend to just restore it, replace it in kind.
Well, of course, the fascia and the soffit on the front of your house,
Right.
that's going to be, we would want that replaced with a composite. You wouldn't want to be using pine because it'll
With a
rot.
composite rather than wood?
Yeah, because,
You mean a composite of wood?
no,
That is of
Material
wood?
like Gazek or some,
an artificial material.
it's, that's a brand name of a material that replicates wood. and it'll last forever. And it,
You could, you could use wood, but it would have to be a product that's capable of holding up to the exterior, like cedar, Spanish cedar, even some of that's not as good anymore. Mahogany, stuff like that would probably cost you a lot more. If you used pine or poplar, that kind of thing, it's not gonna hold up. You're gonna be at the same place you are now a couple years down the line. So,
Maybe something that would last another 250 years, maybe.
yeah, certainly if you probably put one of those composite materials out there, you know, like, or like the AZIC or something like that. Versatech, is that another one? I got their name right.
there's a Trex product, and I can't remember what it's
Yeah, there's
called.
some other, yeah. And if you use a product like that, yeah, that's certainly gonna outlast your ownership of the property, and it's gonna look like the wood, and you can mill it, you can cut it, you know, just like the wood.
Okay.
So you'd be replacing the damaged parts of the fascia and the adjacent material just to match existing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Restore it.
Okay, yep.
I like the way this inspector worded the violation too.
Yeah.
Remove rotted and deteriorated decorated fascia boards on front of property, replace with new decorative fascia boards, recoat and paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give him an attaboy tomorrow.
Why didn't they say anything about your shutters on the side? They look a little scary.
Well, we plan to have them all, the whole thing painted.
Okay,
And, yeah.
okay.
I just saw nothing in the inspection about that.
And you're also replacing this exterior ceiling boards on the third floor balcony.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is also visible from the street, I'd say as well.
Yeah, we've started that, and that will be in kind, I guess.
I was bringing up the second comment here on documents, the replacement of the ceiling boards on the third floor balcony.
We'll need HARB approval.
Yep.
Some of my inspectors are sharper than others.
Is that one of your employees or is that one of the third party?
No, one of mine. We don't use third party.
Are there other
We don't use third party.
questions or comments about the
For anything.
proposal to
Yeah, they'll fill in if we need.
replace in kind and potentially use composite material to replace rotted wood? If not, would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll remove,
You remove?
I'll move that we accept the application as presented with the exception of your statement using a exterior appropriate wood or composite material similar to AZIC or similar for the in-kind soffit and fascia replacement. A little wordy, but I don't think we have one yet.
I'll second, or, go ahead. You're due one.
I think
I'll second. Thank you.
Blake was a little ahead.
Moved and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Good luck
I
with your project.
appreciate your help. Thank you.
Sure, yep.
Steve,
How are you doing?
this tenant occupied property inspection report, this is the first time I've seen one. Is that because they're normally inside things like railings on steps? And
Oh, they write up exterior violations.
that's for,
But the inspector that did that is one of my sharper techs. So, you know, he even put on there, go to HARB, so,
okay.
yeah. We're trying. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, and the last case of the evening is 124 South Beaver. Rotting lentils on three windows on side of house. Repair rotting wood on windows and replace with new wood, back to original.
Yep.
Okay. I don't think we have any.
Ooh, they are
photos of that
rotting.
one.
Yeah, you can even see that in street view.
Yeah.
Again, the wood just is gonna have to be, unless you wanna do it again in
No,
a
I don't
decade.
wanna.
Yeah, it's gonna, it would have to be what we just said,
Yeah, I'm listening.
yeah.
Or
Or,
composite or,
yeah, you'll get probably a longer lifespan out of a composite material.
And they can shape that to
Yeah,
match.
yeah.
okay.
Yep.
all right, okay, all right.
You
well,
can,
that's what
you
I'll-
essentially can mill it like wood.
Right,
Yeah.
right. If you want to go with a cedar or a mahogany and back prime it and all that stuff, you can do that too, but yeah, it shouldn't be pine, it shouldn't be that kind of thing, or it'll
Okay.
just rot again.
All right.
And you probably shell out more for the good wood than the composite.
Oh, my
You
goodness,
will,
yeah.
yeah, which is why a
This
lot
day
of
and
using
age.
it,
Now,
yeah.
where do you get a composite material? I mean, where,
Myers, any of those places will sell it.
all right,
Yeah, you'd want to go to like a Myers where they actually have people who know what they're doing
okay, all right.
to sell you the right product,
Right,
not like a
okay,
Lowe's
yeah.
or something.
No,
Yeah.
just do it,
Yeah,
Those is for the
the
people.
right design and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just gonna do it, keep the original.
yeah.
And, yeah, I learned the hard way, that this property was, part of the historical part of York, during.
Realtors tend to forget to mention
You
that.
can't tell by just looking at the block?
Well, I did at the time. It was-
Get that a lot.
I just bought the property not long, it was in 2001 or two, and some of the wood was, we had an inspection, some of the wood was rotted on top of the door, so somebody started replacing it, and we didn't get the cease and desist order, so, but that's okay, at least I found out. I've had properties here in the city for a long time, and I always seem to find out the hard way, so.
Yeah, it's a nice,
It's a nice, yeah.
yeah.
It
We have
is.
the carpenter's mark in the vestibule, 1890,
Yeah,
so it's kind of cool.
that is neat.
See, that window configuration is probably similar to what 253 was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
So I'll move we accept the application as written.
I'll second that.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion's approved, thanks.
Okay.
Good luck with your project.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for your
Yeah,
patience.
You're saying exterior appropriate wood. By virtue of the Uniform Construction Code, I am a wood grader.
Oh, that's
When
interesting.
you're a building code official, they consider you to be a wood grader,
Okay.
just because you have those three things. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm supposed to taste it, chew on it, but. So,
You gotta be part termite.
I have a
If you don't
resident,
like it, it's good, right?
you know Peter Danko,
No.
he's a local artist.
Okay.
He would like to put an elevator in his house, on his
Okay.
house.
On his house.
So he wants to go from the basement to the second floor,
Okay. Where's his house?
800 block of Mackenzie Street.
Okay.
Rubble,
Okay, that's not
rubble
in-
foundation.
I think we stand adjourned at
His
7:05.
proposal is he's taking a